This is a special edition of Late Night Health. I'm Mark Allen. We're going to take a look at pain with Dr. Ken Redcross. Dr. Redcross has actually seen the light. He is a medical doctor, medically trained. However, he has seen the light because he does practice a combination of alternative health along with allopathic medicine. Dr. Redcross, welcome back to Late Night Health.
Thank you, Mark. It's wonderful to be back here with you again. Thanks for having me on.
Oh, our pleasure. Let's talk about the fact that at least a third of Americans suffer daily pain. What can they do about that?
Yeah. You know, it's a really, really big deal. And it's funny, Mark, because you're right. Look, I'm a Western-trained physician, everyone. I trained here at Columbia Presbyterian here in New York. And to Mark's point, I have seen the light. And so my testimony here is really talking about some things that are closer to the earth, Mark. So when I'm having patients that are really having a lot of pain, I talk about a homeopathic medicine that's called Arnicare. And the reason why I do that, Mark, is because it has Arnica Montana, everyone. And actually, Arnica Montana is a mountain daisy. It's from the French Alps, but the point is it helps with pain, swelling, and bruising. And that's something that's a really big deal for a lot of people, especially as we're all cooped up, Mark.
Exactly. Is it an anti-inflammatory?
Well, it's interesting because Arnica Montana in and of itself actually has some chemical properties. The main ingredient from the plant, it interferes with the regulations of genes that code for inflammatory mediators. So it actually helps even at a cellular level, and that's the important thing. The other thing I love about it is that it's non-greasy and it's odorless, because when you deal with some of the other things over the counter that are menthol-based, Mark, let me tell you, it's not so fun to be cooped up together with this COVID-19 with that menthol smell all day long.
And they are telling us to stay away from ibuprofen.
Yeah, and that's interesting as well. The studies are kind of back and forth as to why that is. I think one of the main things is that when you're dealing with NSAIDs or anti-inflammatories like that, is that you're getting an effect potentially with your immune system and the way that it actually works to help with the inflammatory mediators. So there was a French study that did talk about that too, Mark, and I know the CDC is really doing a deeper dive into it.
What can people do, in your opinion, to alleviate first daily pain and, God forbid they come down with, COVID-19? Can Arnica help with that?
Well, it's a little different. So, look, should we be at home? One of the things, I'm fielding a lot of calls, Mark, because since we are home, a lot of people are trying to work out from home. They're not necessarily stretching and warming up. So when we're dealing with some of this acute discomfort, that's when I'm saying Arnicare comes in. The other thing we want to do as far as COVID-19, and let's not forget that the flu virus is still circulating as well, usually out until May. So let's make sure we're boosting our immune system. Let's make sure that we are having vitamin D on board. There's a lot of good research showing vitamin D and its importance for our immune system. And then let's think of food as medicine as well. Things such as turmeric and ginger, which are natural anti-inflammatories. Peppermint oil, something else that's good for abdominal discomfort. So these are all things that we can have in our cupboard that don't require us to leave the house, Mark, if we don't have to.
And, of course, Dr. Redcross practiced for a while here in Southern California, actually close to my neighborhood. It's going to be a beautiful day today. Should I go out and take a walk as long as I stay away from people?
Yeah, there you go. I was going to say that because we want to stay active. Look, there's not only a physical benefit, everyone, but there's a mental benefit. Look, this is very tough. Most of us, unless you've lived through the Spanish flu, have not gone through a pandemic like this, and we need to get out and stretch our legs. But that 6-foot distancing is incredibly important. In fact, honestly, Mark, I'm telling patients if you can do even a couple of more feet, why not? Just to make sure. But you have to get out. It's a beautiful day. I know that area well, miss it terribly. But this is a perfect day to kind of get out and get a little bit of vitamin D as well.
Your girls would really like it out here, I got to tell you.
Oh, I know they will. Oh, I know it.
It's beautiful. We're having a cold snap, but it is going to be a gorgeous day. You have a book as well.
Sure.
And we ought to mention that, too. Bond, the 4 Cornerstones of a Lasting and Caring Relationship with Your Doctor. I did want to mention that. In our remaining couple of moments,
sure.
The fact is that we're cooped up. Mentally, I'm going nuts. I have been out twice in a week. 2 times, and it's been to the supermarket, which is not my favorite place to go. I don't know why I got stuck with that job, but I did. And I'm trying to do healthy things for dinner and lunch, breakfast, for the most part. There's a little chocolate thrown in there. Is this a good time to watch our diet as well?
It is, and it's so funny. I mean, the one good thing I can say, everyone, that's coming from this is, number one, we're all with our families. We're all usually so busy we can't do that, and it also allows us to focus on our overall health. We can actually take this pause and think about making sure that we have a lot of nuts and berries, which is pretty much a Mediterranean diet, in addition to cold water fish like salmon, to get omega-3 in there. So this is a time for us to kind of reconnoiter ourselves and our diet and figure out, how can I get nuts and berries and fish and some of those things that are so important in our diet. Now, everyone, we have more than enough time to do that.
And we do. We've had salmon this week. I had albacore. Those are both.
Yummy.
Yeah, they were both grilled very nicely. One was spicy, mine, the albacore. My wife, not so much. And we've been eating a lot of salads and things like that. And even though the packages are saying triple washed, we're washing the lettuce too.
Yeah, I do too, and that's incredibly important, because you need to watch out for that. Look, they do their best, to your point, Mark, they do their best to wash it, but they also have some organic vegetable washes as well that can make it even more safe.
Why do we have a problem with pain, going back to pain? Why is there so much pain around? We only have a minute left.
Sure, Mark. And it's the way we all think about pain as a society. What do we say? We say, no pain, no gain. And I'm here to tell you, don't think like that, because that's not true. We want to make sure that when our body has pain, Mark, it means that something is not right. So make sure to hop on the phone, at least let your doctor know, so that we can at least walk you through some of the symptoms and make sure there's not something we can do to help you from afar.
It's really funny. I got up this morning knowing I was doing this interview, went into my medicine cabinet, and I happened to have Arnica right there.
Perfect.
So it was good. Dr. Redcross, it's been great to talk to you. We'll talk soon. Let's hook up. This is Late Night Health. I'm Mark Allen. We'll be back very soon.